Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I hope you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. When NYORO surfaced with a very bold warning to William Samoei Ruto regarding the China trip, one that Xi Jinping had invited William Ruto to.
Visits to China currently or other bilaterals, I can assure you, will be about debt. We are almost at a cliff in terms of debt repayment, and especially interest rate. The problem is that when you go to your creditors to discuss about either rescheduling debt or working around new terms, what are you telling the markets?
Now that trip, NYORO talked about a loan. He knew that Ruto was going to sign some kind of MOU that would see China finance Kenya on some projects. Now, because we all saw what happened yesterday, Ruto and Xi Jinping had an agreement and there was a lot of MOU signing there. We could see the Prime Cabinet Secretary and his counterpart from China, the Foreign Affairs Minister from China, and a couple of other ministers, including the Cabinet Secretary for ICT, CAMARGO, also made a certain signed a certain MOU with its counterpart in China, Matters Tech. Now, that's not the main reason why I brought in this analysis. There's a statement that NDINDI has issued here. NDINDI has reacted to a statement I believe must have come from Mbadi, because when NYORO made these accusations on the reactions from the government officials, I could tell that that government official whom NYORO was trying to address was CS Mbadi. Though in the video that I'm going to share, he didn't mention Mbadi, but the words could tell you that he was reacting to the statements which Mbadi had released during a parliament session. Now, before I share that video, ladies and gentlemen, kindly support this channel by liking this video. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. And to our existing subscribers, I want to continue thanking you so much, because without you, this channel wouldn't have grown. So without wasting much of your time, ladies and gentlemen, let us delve into this video from a statement that NYORO made. Please watch this video.
Na ya mwisho kabisa, kuna jambo nilisema juzi, maneno ya nchi na deni. Na unajua saa zingine tunaongea maneno, people think we are, I see people on the defense, and especially ambao wanafanya decisions katika serikali. When a Kenyan or a leader raises an issue, it's not necessarily for people to be on the defensive. Yule yako anafanya maamuzi katika serikali, mwananchi wote wa Kenya, sisi wote tuko, we are all Kenyans, and there is no Kenyan who is more greater than another Kenyan. So ile tunatoa matamshi sio ya kwamba pengine waziri yule ama yule mwingine tunamkemea. Tunasema kwa sababu ni ukweli. One, that is, Kenya, we must be very prudent in the management of our debt. Whether we like it or not, that is a very great threat that we face as an economy. Ukiangalia fedha ambazo tunakopa kama nchi, I believe there is another better way we can manage our public resources.
Now, NYORO is most likely reacting to the statements that Mbadi made. You see, Mbadi told the parliamentarians there that the former chair of the budget committee was making a statement, and the statement he was making ought not to have come from him. So, in a nutshell, what Mbadi was trying to tell us, ladies and gentlemen, is that
people out there may not like us. They may say all sorts of things, but we are still their leaders. I listened to one of us argue that this country is likely to be taken to pari, that we are likely to default in debt payment. That is irresponsible statement. It is irresponsible, it can cause panic, and it should not come from someone who has chaired Budget and Appropriations Committee.
Ndindi Nyoro was the chair of budget. He knows everything. He knows the loans and the like. He knows that haiwezi kuwa kwamba Nyoro anaongea vile na yeye aliko kwa budget, anajua venye loans ziko. Haiwezi kuwa anaongea vile na yeye aliko katika ile serikali iliyopita ya Uhuru. You see, that was some kind of a reference which Mbadi was trying to make. So that explains why Ndindi Nyoro is lecturing these leaders and especially reminding them that, the burden, this loan burden, because of course, the 107 billion that was signed, that loan, ladies and gentlemen, the people who are going to pay that loan, the Kenyans. I mean, that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. Kenyans are going to pay that loan, na ni wale vizazi vijazo. So the biggest concern here from Nyoro is that if loans are taken, but of course we had some of those plans, there's a dual carriageway, hiyo mambo ya jam ya Nairobi, Naivasha kwenda mbele, I think will be sorted. We have been told about SGR extension to huko paka Malaba. We are aware about that. We have been told about Muranga project, a project on the smart technology, something of that sort, about 6-point-something billion going to be invested. And we know that Ruto so said that is going to create around 5,000 jobs. We are aware about that. But that is going to be invested in Muranga County. I think that's where Ndindi Nyoro comes from. So we still don't know whether they are going to reject that project because, it's politics. Politicians make politics, take advantage of an opportunity to hit at the opponent. But this project is going to be constructed in Muranga. So we don't know whether Nyoro is going to, again, reject that project because one of the participants, stakeholders in that county, Niye. So if there is to be any talk, in Muranga County matters, this construction, I think is going to be one of those people to be there. I think the public participation and the like. So getting back to Ndindi reaction on Mbadi. Of course, Mbadi told us that come 2032, hakutakuwa na loan ya kulipa. But again, now Ruto has subjected the country to another 107 billion loan. So the big question here is, does it mean that Mbadi was not privy to this loan move to make him make that kind of statement in parliament? Hakutakuwa na loan. Because I remember the moment Mbadi made that pronouncement, there were people reacted. People reacted to the statement and told of Mbadi against making statements ambazo to him as makes sense, because the country will still take loans, it will still take loans, and because the country will still take loans, it was reckless to make such a declaration kwamba hakutakuwa na loan. Kenya will still pay loan. Now this move to sign to have an agreement with China, this bilateral agreement with China has already put Kenya in another session of loan payment. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just go below in the comment section and offer your reaction regarding this statement from Ndindi Nyoro. Do you think Ndindi Nyoro is justified to make that kind of statements? He's not in government now after serving as the chair of the budget committee. Do you think he is justified to make that statement? Ama hizo statement angemake last year but 2023 when they were taking loans, angeambia serikali usichukue loan. What do you think? Just tell us below in the comment section on what you think about that move from Nyoro. I think Nyoro is right because it's now not in government. It's right to fight the government. But do you think the timing is okay? Ama angesema ile last year but ndo tuanze kumchunguza rais, tuanze kumpeleka mbio asichukue loan. Now, perhaps if you're watching this video and you've not subscribed, take 1 second and subscribe, like this video. Until we catch up again, stay safe and stay blessed.